The Food and Agriculture Organization in Uganda has successfully promoted the Farmer Field School methodology as an effective participatory extension approach to improving food security and farmers' livelihoods. A farmer field school comprises 30 to 40 farmers who share, learn, and practice new approaches to farming aimed at improving their productivity for food security and enhanced livelihood. Farmer field schools have been effective channels of support to particularly the return process for the displaced communities in Northern Uganda. They have facilitated the provision of agricultural inputs, skills development, and provision of investment grants. As the resettlement of hundreds of thousands of internally displaced persons gets underway in northern and parts of eastern Uganda, there is growing need for scaling up the establishment of farmer field schools to cater for the needs of the returnees who have to learn farming again after depending on relief and emergency assistance in some regions for over 20 years.
We choose the farmer field school approach because it's a participatory learning process, and it was very suitable for the return process, in fact. So the people in the IDP camps, after 20 years of this kind of context, they've been losing all the knowledge and the skill for agriculture. So the farmer field school was very good to get them back to a productive life.
Food and Agriculture Organization, through its Emergency and Rehabilitation Coordination Unit, is undertaking the training of master trainers who will in turn train facilitators to stimulate formation and development of farmer field schools in northern Uganda.
We have only 4 master trainers who are available for all the requirements in the country. We have, for this particular training, invited facilitators from Kenya and Tanzania to help us finalize this training.
We are between emergency and development, and some new projects like from the European Union, which are quite big in terms of budget. They will be also focusing on the farmer field school approach. So that means more and more NGOs will be involved in this farmer field school, and that means we need a lot of master trainers.
The master training is attended by 20 participants, mainly agriculture extension staff from 17 districts and selected NGOs supporting farmer field schools. The 4 months training has a big practical component, providing hands-on training in both farmer field schools formation and management, and recommended adaptable agronomic practices.
At the training center here, we have established field studies based on a number of crops. We have got vegetable crops, we've got pulses, we've got cereals, and we've also got some of the root crops. The idea here is to ensure that the participants do not only get the FFS methodology, how to run a field school and manage a field school or design a farmer field school program, but they should also be exposed to the different agronomic practices, the different pest and management practices, and also they need to understand the realities that farmers go through whenever we make crop management decisions.
Beyond the trainers are going through the conventional integrated production and pest management, the IPPM practices, this course is a little more comprehensive given the unique setting that the trainers are coming from the 3 different settings where we have the drought hit Karamoja region, we have Northern Uganda where we have displaced persons returning from the camps to their communities, and the Teso region where we have drought and floods hitting the areas. So the trainers course is taking into account these peculiar settings to make sure that the participants go back with all the information they need to be able to bring out the quality of the facilitators that we need.
As part of their training in formation of farmer field schools, master trainees undertake outreaches to the neighboring communities and practically help them to start their schools and manage them.
We go out with them to the community once a week. We have 5 groups that we have established around Ngeta, and every time they go out, we go out with a particular theme that we are supposed to address, and whenever we return from there, we try to get feedback, the challenges, and we use it as an opportunity to introduce the facilitators to some of the facilitating skills.
After 4 months of practical study, the master trainees have significant outputs to demonstrate what they have learned. An open day was set aside for the general public to visit the training center and learn from what the master trainees are doing. About 1,000 people visited the station on the open day and freely interacted with the trainees.
I've been impressed to see simple irrigation system which can be affordable to farmers who are growing high-value crops on a small scale. I encourage farmers to do this.
Today, I have seen lots of varieties of the crops which I used not to grow together with our farmers in Yoweri parish, in the Yoweri sub-county. And I've seen today the black beauty of the eggplants, the red creole, which I used not to grow. There we are only conversant with things with soya beans, the cereals, and not the veggies. And yet veggies has much value.
Most of the things they saw today here have been new things to them. Some of them have only been hearing about the new varieties of cabbages and all these other technologies. They only used to hear about them. But today they were impressed that they can really see that is happening. Even in a dry season like this, they were impressed to see something still green in the field.
So after you have now planted...
The master training and subsequent scaling up of farmer field schools formation is tailored to blend with the government's agriculture extension efforts.
We needed to train the district staff to make sure that they really understand and appreciate the advantage of the farmer field school. So this is in line with the policy of the Ministry of Agriculture for the extension system.
The benefits of the master training go beyond Uganda's borders. 2 participants from Burundi, who will become the first master trainers in that country, are attending the course and hope to use their knowledge to start farmer field schools there.
I really appreciated the way you are trained, because apart what we are learning in the class, we do so much practicals here.
The master training course is fully residential and extends over a 4 or 5 month period, which creates operational and financial challenges.
Because these people, they already have a job, so that means they have to get away of the job for 4 months. So it's difficult for their supervisor to accept them to be away of the duty station for so long. The main challenges was to find to raise the money to pay for the training. So that's the reason why we are very grateful to the European Union, the Norway, and the government of Sweden for their contribution to that training.
As part of its support for the resettlement process in the north and for agro-pastoralists in Karamoja, Food and Agriculture Organization will continue to support skills development and expand its support to NGOs and other partners focusing on food security and improved livelihoods for the rural communities in Uganda.